You are listening to the Off the Top of the Dome Piece podcast. Hey guys, and welcome to the Off the Top of the Dome Piece podcast, where we sit down with seemingly ordinary people and get them to tell us their extraordinary stories. We talk about anything and everything. Nothing's off topic and nothing's too taboo. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello there, people, and welcome to the Off the Top of the Dome Piece podcast, episode 7. Now, I am your host, Mr. Dubz, and before we get into the podcast, I'd like my little run-through of things that I'd like for you to check out. DubzPodSquad.com, first and foremost, the home of the Off the Top of the Dome Piece podcast. I created everything, the graphics, the logos, the pictures, everything, all that's me. Podcast is me as well. I do the thing all by myself. I'm a DIYer, so I learned everything from scratch, so here it is to you. On DubzPodSquad.com, you can check out Dubz Rec Room, where I post songs, videos, pictures, podcasts of other people that I think are pretty awesome. On there, you got Black Box TV, you got Blinky 500, you got Soul Pancake. The newest one on there, Vitaly's DTV. Awesome stuff, awesome stuff. A lot of pranksters, a lot of good stuff. Now you can join Dubz community and tell your stories on the forum with the other Dubz Pod Squad followers. We're getting bigger each time. Every time one of the podcasts goes out, I get another follower, I get another something. So slowly but surely, we're getting there. Now, on DubzPodSquad.com as well, my blog, Dubz Thoughts, where I just post up rants or raves about something. I also have a YouTube channel now. I do a lot of stuff on YouTube now. I'm doing it more and more. Like I said, I'm a DIYer, learning all this stuff from the ground up, and slowly but surely, I think people can see it. It's starting to look a little bit better. A couple of things that I got planned that are running through my head right now. A couple of things that could be getting bigger and bigger as time goes on. I might try to start an Indiegogo to raise some money to get some better equipment, start getting some merch out there for a good cause. Try to help, give back to the community a little bit with some of the stuff I want to do. Then there's a talk to this Be Something More campaign. La la la. As things get bigger and bigger rolling on that, we'll talk about that later. But on this episode of the podcast, my very good buddy, Josh. Yeah, I went to high school with him. He's been there through thick and thin. Kind of go in and out of hanging out with each other, so he's a very close friend. I love him to death. We talk about comic books, we talk about relationships, we talk a lot about high school. So yeah, check this out, and one more quick thing. I've been on this big creative kick lately. I've been doing YouTube videos, still got the podcast going, trying not to spread myself too thin, but for you guys, I will do it. I really like the positive feedback that I get. I got a lot of downloads for the podcast, a lot of followers on Spreaker, SoundCloud, Mixcloud, all that kind of stuff. So check me out. And here we go with another extraordinary story from a seemingly ordinary person. On with the show. Alright guys, this is Dubz here, and I'm sitting here with my buddy that I grew up in high school, went to high school with. His name is Josh. What's going on, Josh?
Hey there. What's up?
We're sitting here at your house, actually, which your room's pink, man.
It used to be my nieces and then my nephews, and I got it afterwards, and I really don't care about color, so I just kept it because I don't give a fuck.
So it's not a black or white, green, pink, or anything thing?
No.
Right on. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that we first met in high school.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Do you remember meeting me for the first time?
I have a lot of vivid memories in you in high school, but I don't remember the first time we actually met.
I don't even.
I think it was in a class or just walking around the hallways, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think we actually had like that meeting, like of hey, my name's Warren. Hey, my name's Josh. We just kind of were like in the circle that we were in. We just kind of got intermingled in that. We were friends of the same person,
Yeah,
so,
of course.
I do remember a lot of the times that we would see each other at we were talking about earlier, the seats in the high school.
Yeah.
Underneath the steps right in front of the library. Come and hung out with y'all a couple of times, but then there was this thing where you thought that I was too good to hang out with y'all.
Well, you had your friends, and I thought you didn't want to hang out with us because you had your own thing.
Well, I'm a very friendly person. I don't mind hanging out with anybody, you know what I'm saying?
But I felt like I was impeding on it because, you know, I was like, come on over here and hang on out, you know, but you were already hanging on out in the morning with people. You always hung out with these people, though. So
I did. I hung out with. Well, I would hang out with y'all. I would, and you know, I get what you're saying. Though I did have a, not necessarily more important, but a bit, but like a
more tightly knit.
Tight. There you go, a little tightly knit.
We were just a random assortment of friends who just hung out at the stairs.
Y'all were some cool guys. So.
And there were random people who would just come on over, and we'd let them come on over. What do we care? We don't own these seats.
Right, that's a cool mentality, man. Not very many people have that kind of mindset when it comes, especially to people.
Yeah. Oh well, I mean, we didn't hate people. People just, I guess, felt like we felt like we owned the chairs because we sat in them every morning, but we had no problem with letting people sit down in them.
Like, if y'all came up to the chairs in the morning and there were people already sitting in them, we'd be like, what the fuck?
And there were sometimes, and we didn't care. We would go to the library. Eventually, our last year, the senior year, or one of the years, her sisters, or her older sister was hanging out there, and we hung out in the library that year. That whole year, our clique just hung out in the library.
Now, when you say her sister, who do you mean?
Her older sister.
Who's her?
Oh, Olivia.
Olivia. Okay.
Yeah. Can't remember her older sister's name.
Andres?
I think so. I think that was it. And she had her own clique, and they were hanging out in the chairs. But then they graduated, so we sat in the chairs. We
didn't actually have any classes together until the 10th grade.
I was going to say 10th or 11th.
It was the 10th, because that's when we had the art class together. And that art class was there was a lot of drama going on in that art class in the 10th grade.
It was a lot of fun. You know, I mean, there was emotions running high in that class, and we learned a lot, though.
Yeah, we did.
It was a lot of fun. We had so much fun in that class.
We learned a lot about different kinds of people in that class. And the reason he's chuckling like that is because in that class there was this girl. There was just a table on the like, if we were like the second row back on the left hand side, like the second row back on the right hand side, there was this table, and it just seemed like every day that there was just more ammo that they used to go back and forth. And when I say they go back and forth, I'm talking about the other table and Josh. That's it. Josh against the whole fucking table.
Josh against the whole thing. Josh against the world.
Right.
My problem is I will roll with the punches, but I don't take shit from anyone. I mean, you can joke all you want, and I'll joke, but once it starts getting to a personal level, I can get it to a personal level.
Right.
And, I mean, they wouldn't ever take it friendly. They would bring it to a hateful level, and I can take it.
Yeah.
They're
like, fuck you, Josh, and Josh is just like, well, yo, fuck you too.
Yeah. I mean, what do you want?
I'm saying, now, usually when I do this podcast, I kind of tend to talk about where the person grew up and a little bit about, you know, how they lived. So where were you born at?
Right here, Hopewell, Virginia. Not in this house here. You know.
Right.
But I was born in Hopewell, Virginia.
With John Randolph? Or?
Probably John Randolph, actually.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I know.
You ain't never left this place.
I've left this place a lot.
Oh, you have?
Oh, yeah. I've gone to probably 8 different states in my life.
Like, and stayed there for a while? Or?
Yeah. Ohio, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Maryland, all up the East Coast and all down the East Coast. I've gone to Texas for, remember, a month, and you knew me back then.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. Maybe 2 months I went there.
Who did you stay with in all these different states?
Family. I got a lot of family.
Now you have a brother and a sister too, right?
Yep. Y'all both younger.
Right on. And I remember like seeing like first meeting Josh and then hearing that he had a brother and a sister. Now his brother and his sister look really kind of nothing like Josh, but they look
much alike.
Yeah, they look just alike.
Yeah, they got the mom's genes. I got the dad's side genes.
All right. Now, what's the age difference between you and your brother?
1 year between us and 2 years between him and her, my sister.
Oh wow.
So I'm the oldest, but 3 years older than my sister. So not that much older.
So was it a lot of I'm the bigger brother, I got to take care of them, or
at a point but it was also a lot of anger on my part. Like, I got one story for you. So when I was younger, you know, we couldn't leave the yard. We could leave the yard, but we couldn't leave the block. You know, we couldn't. This is the block where we used to live, and we can't leave it.
Right.
So when I finally got to leave the block at whatever age it was, they got to do the same damn thing like a week later. I was so pissed.
They're like, oh, you can't do this until you're this age, and then
they get to do it because I'm able to, so it's okay.
So I was like, oh, well, we'll try this with Josh. Oh, Josh didn't die. Okay, so it must be all right.
Well, kind of. It was more, in Dad's defense, he was by himself at that point.
Right.
And, you know, Mom off in Florida at that point. So it was all him by himself. And he did what he could. And, you know, Josh, you want to leave? You're old enough to do it. Go on and do it. And, you know, I could imagine, you know, at this point, he's got Tabby and Randy whining to him about me leaving the house and them wanting to leave. And he probably caved on it and said, Josh, yeah, they're doing it. You're doing it. Deal with it. And, I mean, I look back at it and it was okay. But back then, it sucked and I was mad.
So, like, you say your mom was off in Florida. Has she always been in Florida, or?
No, they separated when I was like 5 or 6. Probably 5.
Was there joint custody, or did?
No, Dad had full.
Dad had full?
Yeah, because Mom was off in Florida.
Right.
She moved to Florida after the divorce and everything, and Dad got us. Kind of before the divorce, yeah.
Just so you know, though, if there's anything that you don't want to talk about,
it's all good, but I don't want to go into that further.
To your mom? Your mom? Okay, right on.
You know.
I understand that. So not very much of an age difference between you and your brother and your sister.
No.
Now, was there, since you and your brother only have like a year difference, was there a lot of like...
fighting?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Me and Randy had a lot of problems. He would instigate, and I don't take shit from anyone. And I will wait until you do not know what's coming, and I will get you back. Because I'm sorry, I'm just that way. And when I was younger, it was different. Like as I've gotten older, you know, I've gotten out of old dumb habits. You know, I can let things ride off my shoulder. You know, it's not like, you know, oh, this guy did something bad to me, I got to get him back. It sucks. Right. I feel bad. I want to get him back, believe me. But I'm older. I'm better than that. I'm not going to get him back. So, but when I was younger...
It's like an eye for an eye kind of deal.
I'm getting you back.
Right. With your sister being 3 years younger, were you like the big brother protector kind of?
Big brother protector.
Right on.
I was the same with Randy, but he didn't need it as much. He had friends. He was popular. Everyone liked him. Right. He didn't have people who didn't like him. I had people who didn't like me, but they didn't fuck with me, so.
Right. You think any of it had to do with your brother's like popularity or anything, that they were like, I can't fuck with him because he's Randy's brother?
No. Definitely not. If anything, he would provoke them to mess with me. Oh, and they would face
like,
the repercussions for
like,
it.
You see him? Fuck that. Well, am I going to go fight him?
Yeah, basically. So or he'd tell him to do something stupid. Like one time he told one of Tabby's boyfriends to do something to me, and I trapped him under the couch. I literally threw the couch over the little motherfucker. Take that. Take that. I mean, that's funny. But that's what you get. Don't be messing around with someone you do not know. That is the things that happen to you. Well, I've gone up to Billy Badass and gotten my ass beat. Changed my shoes, came back, and got my ass beat by Billy Badass again. So, yeah. I mean, it happens. There's going to be people bigger and badder than you, and you just got to know when to back down. You got to know when to not fuck with people.
Well, that's true, man.
Yeah.
Like, I remember this one girl in particular, I believe her name was Amber. Back up to the going up
the art class,
art class and shit like that. Well, shit, I'm going to art class. So, you grew up with your dad pretty much your whole life.
Yeah,
your dad and your brother and your sisters. Now, I know that you said I wasn't born in this house. I think you say that because you've lived here pretty much forever.
Well, I've lived here since I was probably 15. I've lived in this house.
This is the only house that I remember. So you must have just lived here when
I've been here ever since I've been in high school, basically.
Right on.
Yeah.
Because I remember I got invited to your birthday party. It was a pool party.
It was pretty cool. I cooked, I think. Remember?
Yeah, you did.
I'm pretty sure I cooked on the grill that day.
Right, that was fun. That was fun.
It was a good meal. It was a good time.
And particularly, I think that girl Amber actually showed up to your birthday party, didn't she?
I think Amber showed up. I think Olivia showed up. I don't remember if Sheila showed up.
God, I miss Sheila.
We both wanted Sheila.
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
I think I could have dated her. And not in like a chauvinistic kind of way. Just kind of like, I knew that she liked me, and I liked her, but I was too wrapped up on my ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, Sheila, But when I started to be like, oh, Sheila, it was too late, so.
See, that was the thing. You had ex-girlfriends in high school.
Oh, you didn't have any?
No, remember? My first girlfriend was after high school, right after high school.
I didn't want to give away your story or nothing.
Well, my senior year was my first girlfriend. So
your senior year or after?
My senior year, which was actually my 5th year in high school, was
Did you actually graduate?
Yes, my 5th year in high school. I graduated. It was my senior year. Walked across the stage. Well, yeah. Well, actually walked across the auditorium stage because it was inside. Even though we fucking you were there that year. What the hell are you asking me for?
I didn't graduate, dude. I stayed in school until 2004. I was supposed to graduate in 2003.
Just like me.
Yeah, but I failed the 10th grade or something like that, so it was going to be 2004. And then when I went to go for my senior year in 2004, they told me that since I'd missed so much school that I would have to take the senior year again, and I was like, fuck that.
That's no good. Yeah, I failed the 9th grade because I failed English. And then I failed it again the next year, and then I passed it in summer school. Failed 10th grade English, failed it again the next year. And these are now, mind you, I was passing a lot of other classes, but you need English.
Yeah, English determines.
And English and something else, I think science, and I was passing science with, flying colors.
Yeah, I think English is is what you got to pass to go up to the next year. Like you were still a 10th grade. Even if you had 11th grade classes except for the English, you were still considered a 10th grader.
Yeah, of course. And I was still considered 10th grade until my 5th year. I was still considered an 11th grader because I had 11th grade English, but I also had 12th grade English in not summer school, but night school. I went to night school for 12th grade English. Yep. Wow. That's how I finished my last year. I was over I think 7 credits, something like that.
So they just let you keep on taking the other classes.
Well, I had to. At the end, I had so many elective classes that I went again, and I kept on taking art and stuff, and I kept on taking all kinds of crazy stuff because French. That's why I took French in my last year, and while I was with Kevin, is because I had to take. I have no more electives. What are you going to do, Josh? Are you going to do lifting? Are you going to do French? Spanish? Well, I took French in middle school. I could do French again had I known it was going to be a virtual class.
Virtual?
Virtual.
What is that? What do you mean?
We had a fat real teacher sitting at a desk, a very big desk because she was very fat. And then we had a teacher that was actually on a TV somewhere.
In France?
I know, somewhere in America. But she was teaching us French.
So that's kind of fucked.
Yeah, Kevin.
They don't even teach us.
No, well, we learned a little, but we couldn't ask the virtual teacher questions, and we couldn't ask our fat real teacher questions because she didn't know anything, and the virtual teacher, she's just on the TV.
So basically, you just called your teacher fat and stupid.
Definitely, of course. Her name was Miss White, She was a big, gigantic, fat drama teacher at Hopewell High School.
Ooh, now I know how the fat and stupid comes out. You kind of have some beef with the drama teacher, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I was younger, and I might have been a little immature, but I knew where to draw the line. And she kind of fucked me out of my career major because I was a big drama person, big in acting, drama. She even told me straight up, Josh, you're one of my best actors, but you're way too immature. I can't have you in my classes. And I was like, are you serious? I was like, come on. I mean,
let me do it.
I mean, the next year, despite her, she can't say that I can't take art history or what was it? Acting history or some shit like that. It was something. It was acting, but it wasn't really acting because she wouldn't let me in acting too. So I took acting history just not to spite her, but just be like, yo, I'm taking acting history. Please let me in your class. And I did it. And I was me, but I wasn't that bad. I kind of kept a lid on it. She
still kind of every day in our class
Still wouldn't let me in.
So that's your beef with the fat, stupid French teacher.
Yes, she was the drama teacher.
And the French teacher, right?
And the French teacher, but not really the French teacher. Still the drama teacher, yeah. But she dedicated one of her periods to letting students sit in her class and watch a TV with a French woman on it.
Was the French woman hot, though?
No.
Was she fat and stupid, too?
No, she was... I don't say anything about older women, because there are a lot of hotter older women. She wasn't one of them, though. So...
Oh, shit. So, you graduated high school with over seven extra credits.
Probably. I don't know the number, but it was a lot, because I had so many electives.
Right on. Is there anything that really sticks out in your mind about high school? You know, memories that you cherish, or...
Everything. High school was... I mean, it was good, but it was bad, and, I mean, it's all where you came from. It's a part of my life. I mean, I can't forget about some of it, and some of it I don't want to forget.
That's awesome.
You know?
Yeah.
I never forget about you and your Steve Austin shirt.
Oh, the one, dude.
The one with balls on it. Now, let me tell you about this story. So Warren comes to school one day, and I don't remember what class we're in. We're probably in the 10th or 11th grade, and we got a history class together or something. Comes to class with this Steve Austin shirt, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, yo, Warren, man. Right there on Steve Austin's leg, it looks like his balls are coming out of his pants. And I'm pretty sure at one point I got like a teacher involved or something, or other students. What happened?
No, they kept on saying, is this true, Warren? And I'm like, no, it's just his leg. Because the shirt was faded, for one, and it was kind of worn and stuff like that. So there was where his leg muscle is, if you ever look it up, it's a picture of Stone Cold. He's still got his vest on, and he's punching Owen Hart. And
take this, Owen.
And then
sorry,
that's funny. And then the way that he's hitting him, his legs kind of turned, and his muscle is kind of rippling. His actual thigh muscle, not his penis, his actual thigh muscle. And there's kind of like a ripple in it, but in the shirt where the ripple was, there was nothing. So it just looked like a fucking circle right there, and it looked like his nuts.
It did.
But it was not.
And I kind of took it a little far. I'm sorry, Warren, but it was pretty funny.
Water under the bridge.
This was before your little...
My little weird act.
It wasn't weird act. It was, I'd say goth. You dressed in black and you put on makeup. I'd say goth.
Yeah. I've mentioned this on the podcast before. I was a weird guy in high school.
Warren was awesome. Fuck that. I love Warren. This guy's awesome. I will always love this motherfucker.
Oh, I love you too.
This guy's awesome. No one's going to say anything bad about this motherfucker without talking to me.
Sweet. I got a bodyguard now. I did dress kind of weird, but that was one thing about you, Josh, is that you were always okay, and not, like when other people would be like, "Oh, this guy's a fag," and shit like that. You're like,
even if he was a fag, what does it matter? So what if he's a fag? He's an awesome person. What does your sexual orientation have to do with you being a bad person or a good person?
True that. These are deep wisdom words right here. if only more people, but then when you try to say something like that, they're like, "Oh, these fucking liberals."
I mean, you can say what you want. I mean, it all comes down to like the hippie mentality. Just let people be what they want to be. I mean, because in the end, you're not. I promise you, you can say what you want, you can do what you want. You're not going to do anything. You can outlaw it, you can enforce it, the outlaw, and people are going to do it. No matter what it is, if they want to do it, you're not going to stop it.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll, my friend.
Yeah, I promise. It's not. It's not going to end. Look at Prohibition. They tried to stop it, and it didn't happen.
Motherfucker was like, "We're too smart for that shit." Well, you know, you don't want us to. You don't want to sell it to us. Fuck it, we'll make it ourselves.
Yeah.
Seems to be the way that a lot of people take a lot of different things. You know, to kind of go off topic here for a second, I watched a video today, and it freaked me out. It was a video on YouTube of this new fad that's going on: snorting condoms.
When you say this,
sticking a condom in your nostril. Because what it is called the condom challenge. And you stick that bitch up your nose, and you fucking snort it through. And then what it does is it's supposed to come out your mouth. So you pull it out your mouth. Why the fuck they want to do that shit? Why has anybody got a condom that close to their nose unless they're getting face fucked? It's beyond me.
That is just as bad as the cinnamon challenge, but
way worse. It's a fucking condom up your nose.
Yeah. At that point, you know, you can die from the cinnamon challenge. I've heard. I don't know. But I can imagine it, especially if you use too much or just choke on it too much.
Right.
But
yeah, never do it by yourself. If anybody's out there going to do the cinnamon challenge
or any challenge at all, or
have somebody there.
Any drugs, and I mean recreational, hard drugs. I'm talking prescription drugs. Anything crazy like that. If you want to take a Percocet for the first time, and you're however old, number one, don't do it. Number two, if you're going to do it, have someone fucking there with you. Exactly.
That's a smart thing.
Because you never know. I mean, I don't care if it is a Percocet. Your ass might not be able to take it.
Exactly.
And you might need someone there with you. It just might save your life.
A perfect example. I was listening to a podcast that I like. It's called Jay and Silent Bob Get Old.
Awesome.
They were sitting there and they were talking about, because Jason Mewes used to be in heroin and all that kind of stuff, and he was shooting up all the time. Well, and Kevin Smith was talking about it, you know, how people can be so quick to judge about it and stuff like that. And he was saying that he heard this story of this girl who was a recovering drug addict, and she, you know, she hung out with somebody, and her friend eventually was like, I want to try to shoot up. I want to try it. I want to know what it's like. And she was like, oh, I'm not going to be around you with that. I'm not going to be around you with that. I'm not going to talk to you anymore. Nah. So the girl went and tried it herself, and she died the first time that she tried it because of an overdose. And it's kind of like,
happens.
You know, you just kind of think, like, if I was there, I could have shown her the right way to do it and stuff like that. So what you're saying, basically, if you're going to do drugs for the first time, especially hard drugs, or any drug for that matter, make sure that somebody's there with you so that in case something bad does happen, you know, there's somebody that can help.
And first and foremost, don't do it.
No, exactly. Don't do drugs.
Especially hard drugs.
Especially, like, drugs named after your ass. Like, who does that?
Oh.
But my boss, she drinks Coke, a lot of Coke. So I thought about going in there and being all, like, scratchy and shit and be like, hey, you know, whatever. Like, do you have any Coke? Stuff like that. I have not. I've never done Coke, never done crack, never did heroin, none of that kind of stuff. I kind of like shrooms, and acid was pretty cool. No, smoking weed was obviously a thing, you know.
I've experimented a little. I mean, I haven't done anything crazy hard. I think I've done Coke a few times. I've done heroin a few times. Done ecstasy once. Done acid once. Done LSD, or not. Done shrooms once. You know.
Yeah.
I wanted to do ketamine bad.
Why?
But I never could. I like the idea of a downer.
Right.
I like being really relaxed. I can't relax. I mean, I can. I'm always thinking, I'm always looking, and when I'm, you know, got something crazy in me, it's like,
listen to my little junkie friend here.
No. I mean, I tried out stuff when I was younger, but I'm older now, and who wants to do all that stuff? Everyone, I mean, not everyone. Let me rephrase that. Most people experiment. I'm just one of those people. It happened.
And some of those people that experiment actually end up getting stuck.
It happens. I mean...
So, after high school, you said you got your first girlfriend.
It was actually during my the 5th year.
Right.
The one with Kevin, you know. I knew Kevin before this, but this is where me and Kevin had really started. We're first time. Well, kind of friend. You've heard the stories. He didn't really like me much.
Really?
No, he didn't. I messed with him a lot.
Did you? Why you messing with Kevin?
I liked Kevin, and you know me. When I like people, I'll mess with them. I'm sorry.
Is that why you fuck with Ryan so much?
Yes and no.
Right on.
I like Kevin, but like I said, Kevin, he couldn't deal with all my messing with. Like, I got a story for you. One time we're sitting there in French class, and there's this girl. She was a cute little Spanish thing, man. She was in 9th grade. So she was a young little thing. You know what I'm saying?
Here Josh is his second year as a senior.
She's sitting there, and she's sitting across from us, and she's got on like some dress with some mini skirt or some shit, and she's got her legs open, and you can see her panties. So I'm sitting here, and I can clearly see her panties, and Kevin's sitting right next to me. So I know if he were to look up and look over, he could see this girl's panties too. So I'm trying to help him out. Kevin. He's, what, man? What do you want? I'm like, yo, dude, look, man, you can see that girl's panties. He's like, dude, shut up, man. Shut up. You're going to get me in trouble. I'm like, dude, man, look. Just look on over. You can see that girl's panties, man. And he's like, dude, man, she can hear you. And at that point, classic Josh moment, I said, if she can hear me, she's not closing her legs. And at this point, I think he said, shut up to me one more time or something like that, or laughed, or something happened. And the teacher, Kevin, stop talking. So, yeah, he would kind of get in trouble a lot. And it was my fault, but it was her fault. She should have let us talk. All we had was the virtual teacher, and you don't know nothing. Let's put our fucking heads together. God damn, please let me talk to this guy. Kevin, do you know anything about this question? Well, man, yeah, but do you know this question? Yeah, man. We could have...
Let us cheat.
That's not cheating. All we have is the virtual teacher. We can't talk to each other. This wasn't during a test.
I'll give you that one.
This was just us learning French.
So the first real relationship that you had was during your 5th year.
Yeah.
What kind of relationship was that like? Was it a very...
It was an internet relationship. I met her off of AOL.
Really?
Yeah.
Is this somebody... What the fuck are you talking about?
You don't remember me going to Ohio?
Well, I thought it was for a girl, but I couldn't remember. I didn't know if you wanted to bring that up.
That was for my first girlfriend.
So you met this chick in your second senior year, and she lived in Ohio, and so you went to go see her?
After I graduated, I used all my graduation money to go see her.
And how was it? Did she like you when you got there?
Yeah, and I liked her, and everything was cool.
For how long?
About the point her parents found out I stuck my dick in her when I went up there.
So how long was this after you went up there, though? Like, did you go up there and you're like, I'm going to stay down here,
I was up there for a weekend the first time. And the second time I went up there, I was up there for 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
So you spent all of your graduation money
and more
to go to Ohio
twice
for pretty much 2 weeks,
basically.
And then after that, she was like, I can't be with you or something, or
she was 15, I was 19, and her parents found out we had sex.
Now, before you people on the show start judging him, if you remember in episode 2, Kent was like 19 and Jerry was like 15, so...
I want to just point out, I love this girl, you know what I'm saying?
Love has no age.
I wasn't going to just hit it and leave it. I was going to stay with her, but as you'll hear farther in, I couldn't.
Was it a bad breakup, or...
Oh, it was horrible. So I left after the weekend, and, stuff happened. I stayed up here for probably maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, and she really wanted me to come back. She begged me, so I was, okay, got all the money I could together, took a bus, came up to Ohio, and I was going to come up there indefinitely, Who knows?
Was this the third time you going up, or was this the second time?
Second time.
The 2-week period.
The 2-week period. This was who knows how long. I was going to stay up there indefinitely. I could have lived in Ohio at that point.
You could have.
But as soon as I get there, there's this weird air between everyone. You know, it's this weird thing. And then I'm kind of like giving her this look like, what's up? And she's looking at me and she's like, they know. I was like, I just look at her like, you couldn't have warned me at any point.
Before I came down.
Any point. Like, I still would have came down. It would have been nice to have a warning because apparently they knew like a couple of days after I left.
So were they like, you fucked my daughter, you piece of shit, or they're like, you fucked my daughter, now you better fucking stay here?
They were more mad that we did it in the house and that I was over 18 than anything.
I kind of figured that you were a virgin in high school.
Yeah.
You were, because, and this is the reason why, because you always used to be like, I'm a sexy beast. I'm a sexy man.
I had to gain my own confidence, man.
And then I remember, like, after high school and not seeing you for a while, the first time I did see you, you were always like, I'm so ugly. I'm so ugly. But then you tell me all these stories about you, like you're fucking chicks left and right, and you're getting your game on, and you're fucking partying, and
you know, I mean, we all had younger ages, you know.
Just took him a while to get to his, I guess.
Yeah, it took me after high school to get to mine. I probably wasn't ready for it in high school, to be honest for you.
Did you ever go to college or anything?
No, I wanted to. I tried for IGT. But the prices were crazy too much, and my dad would not co-sign with me. I mean, I have no credit, so they wouldn't take mine alone. But you know.
Now here's a question: could you have afforded to go to ITT by yourself if you wouldn't have gone to Ohio?
Probably not.
Probably not.
ITT Tech was thousands of dollars. I probably used maybe $1,000 to get to Ohio twice. This was back in 2004.
Right.
So it wasn't crazy prices. And the first time I drove down there in my car, the second time I went down there in a bus, it didn't cost me that much.
One thing I was just thinking about, I don't know why it just popped into my head, it was like, our generation, because, you know, previous generation, they're going to go through all the different kind of crises in the world and stuff like this.
Yeah.
But one of the big crises of our generation is 9/11. Do you remember where you were when 9/11 happened?
I was in Miss Slack's class. You know Slack?
Nah.
You don't remember Slack?
No.
Oh, Miss Slack was awesome. You should have had marketing, dude. It would have been an experience. Marketing was awesome.
Marketing
class. I took marketing just because so many electives. What am I gonna do?
I probably should have taken a marketing class because I'm trying to market my podcast out here. Slowly but surely I'm getting there, but I guess if I would have had marketing class it probably would have made it a lot easier.
Yeah, it was a little bit about business too and stuff like that. Actually, at one point we made a commercial, and it's funny, you know how I don't like things on me.
Right.
Well, in the commercial, it was this like geek spray, and I was acting all geeky, and they were supposed to spray me, quote unquote.
And you were going to turn into sexy beast, Josh.
No. At that point, I would go away because it's geek away. I would just go away. So, but here's the thing. I told them explicitly to act like they're going to spray me. Make a spray noise. Don't spray me in the face. So the first take of the commercial is this. Me acting all geeky and stuff. Oh, and then I'm going, oh, geek away. Here, this will get them away. And they spray me in the face with it. And at this point, I took the can, threw it on the ground, and got in the girl's face. And it was basically like yelling at her for spraying me in the face, telling her, I don't like it. I told you not to do it. Why did you spray me in the face? Like Miss Slack, because I'm Josh. I'm the class clown. I'm the big lovable teddy bear. I don't get angry. And she saw me just buck wild on this girl. She did not know what to do.
Did you ever have Mr. Jones?
Yeah, Jones was awesome.
The computer math teacher?
Yeah, I had him my 5th year, I think.
Did you hear he died?
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I heard that he died.
Jones was a stoner, dude.
Was he?
He had to have been.
I think that he might have been, but I think he had cancer or something like that.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I know. It sucks.
Jones was awesome, dude.
Yeah, he was. I remember, God, he used to whistle the Walmart song.
Is that what he was whistling?
I think it was. I can't remember exactly how it goes. Is that
the Walmart song?
I can't remember what the fuck song that is.
I don't know what that was.
Yeah, but he was the computer math teacher. And I just found out recently that he died. One thing about you, because ever since I started doing this podcast, I've thought about doing like a big kind of like a round table podcast, and yeah. I've talked to Authorius about this and stuff like that.
He doesn't want to do it with Josh.
And it was like maybe do like a round table of comic books and stuff like that. Oh
shit!
We're getting real now.
I mean, my comic book knowledge is limited to what's on the internet.
Like Wikipedia? You don't actually read comics, or?
I have read a few, but I don't own many at all. Like I say, my comic book knowledge is limited to what I've read on the internet. Like not just Wikipedia, but other sites too. There's Marvel sites. There's Marvel, the official site and DC official site and stuff.
So what do you like better, DC or Marvel?
It comes down to two people, and I don't know which between those two I like better, Batman and Hulk.
Hulk and Batman.
Batman and Hulk. It comes down to Batman and Hulk. It's the unstoppable force versus immovable object. Damn right.
But I think that either way that you're talking about it, I think that Hulk could probably move Batman.
Yes and no, because Batman has taken out people way stronger than the Hulk. With preparation and in the Marvel comic books, what's his name is taking out Hulk by himself. Oh God, what's his name? The Arrow guy, the gay Arrow guy.
Green Arrow?
Not him, the other one, Hawkeye. I hate Green Arrow is badass. He's a badass motherfucker. Hawkeye is a bitch.
Oh, you don't like Hawkeye?
He is a bitch. Watch episodes, read the comics. Hawkeye is a bitch. You take that bow away from him, and he doesn't do a damn thing. You take Green Arrow's bow away from him, and he still might fuck you up. I mean, he is beast.
All right, if you had to pick one, what would your favorite superhero be? One. You
mean like one because I like their power, or one because they're my favorite of them all?
I like how when we get into like comics, you're like, okay, well now there's sections here.
Well, I mean, seriously, are you talking my favorite hero or villain overall, or are you talking my favorite power overall?
Favorite hero, villain, and then maybe favorite power.
Thor would probably be my favorite. Thor.
Wow.
I love me some Hulk. I love me some Batman, and those are my go-to people because they're just awesome. Thor's a god though, and Thor, he's always been. If I could be anything other than what I would want to be, other than what power I would want to actually have, I would want to be Thor because he's just wow. I mean, there are just comics like at one point Hulk is empowered with the power of like this Asgardian god, and Thor is like talking to him, and he's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? And they're fighting, and Hulk's beating him down, and Thor's like, you are always stronger, you know that? And Hulk's like, yeah. And then Thor just boom blasts the motherfucker into orbit. So Hulk's now outside of Earth in space.
That's interesting.
And that's the power of Thor, is that it's not all about bronze. He can use his hammer, and he can use his smart too, whereas Hulk
is like, oh, I'm angry, smash.
And with Batman, it's always about the brains. He can use his bronze, but he's
not that strong compared to somebody like the Hulk.
Yeah, or Superman or something like that. And Thor could beat Superman easily because of the hammer. It's made of magic. Superman gets, unless we're talking about badass versions of Superman. If we're talking about badass versions of Superman, we got to talk about badass versions of Thor where he's the god, where Odin dies and Thor takes on his powers. So at that point, we're talking about two gods fighting.
Can't nobody beat Superman, bro.
Are you kidding me? Thor could beat him with his hammer. I'm sorry. Batman beats Superman.
How is he going to beat him with a hammer?
Batman beats Superman.
Superman's beat Batman.
Spoiler for anyone right now. You might want to hold on for like 20 seconds.
Cover your ears, folks.
The new movie, Superman breaks Zod's neck. So I'm going to say that Hulk could beat Superman because he could break Superman's neck. Let's just throw that out there. All right, spoilers over.
Well, so what you're saying is like Zod. He breaks Zod's neck.
Well, spoilers not over, but yeah.
Okay. So does that mean that Superman's people can just have their necks broken?
Apparently. I've watched the new movie. It happens. So, yep.
Well, I mean, I guess it would take a Superman person to be able to break a Superman people's neck.
What would you call Hulk, motherfucker? This guy has broken planets. His name is literally the World Breaker because he has broken planets.
I did not know that.
Yes, this motherfucker can do what Hulk... This guy is so... Hulk is so strong in his first incarnations. A guy puts up an impenetrable force field. Hulk takes the force field, grabs it, and throws it. He takes an impenetrable force field, grabs it with his hand, and throws it away. Okay?
I still think Superman would beat the fuck out of the Hulk.
He might. But like I was saying, there are people who have beaten Superman, like Batman.
How did Batman beat Superman?
He always carries kryptonite with him.
Oh, is that what's in that little pouch on the fucking bat belt?
He's got a billion pouches, and he's got kryptonite in there.
So I just can't take that seriously because it's like Batman's like, what am I gonna do today?
I'm gonna kill Superman.
I got a little kryptonite, some batarangs.
No, I'll give you that, but I'm just saying there are.
Maybe if Batman. Why would Batman ever fight Superman to begin with?
I don't know. You're talking about people who are the strongest, and I'm just saying that Superman can be beat by people. That's all I'm saying. He is not the best. He is awesome. And his best thing is that Superman won't fucking quit. Superman will not quit. Superman will not quit. That's why I like Superman. That motherfucker has willpower. That's why I like him. But no, traditionally, he will get beat by a lot of people. It does not mean I don't like Superman. It's one of my favorite people.
Superman is awesome. Christopher Reeves.
Oh, dude. He played the best.
Yes.
Like the Brandon Ruth one, the one that came out where Superman like takes a giant chunk of kryptonite something and throws it out the planet and shit. Right. And Lex is Kevin Spacey. That was a good movie. It wasn't great.
Right. I like the character. I like that Kevin Spacey was Luthor.
I like the character development in the movie. It was awesome, but it had no action. Now that's what I hate about the newest movie. I don't like the character development in this movie.
But it's got a lot of action.
It's got too much action.
Really?
It's got so much action. There are scenes where there's action.
I haven't seen it.
We're going, well, that's kind of not needed, but okay.
All right, so we have Thor as your favorite superhero.
Yeah.
What's your favorite superpower?
Rogues, to be able to take other people's powers. It is limitless. It is What power do I want today? At that point, what do I want? I just kill this person, gain their power, and I have it forever.
That's pretty cool.
It's the thing. It's what I would ever go to if you could like pick a power, and it's kind of bad because you have to kill someone to get it. But at that point, I'm a superpowered being. I'm not worried about killing.
Yeah. So it would be to be able to have any superpower at any given time.
No. Rogue's power is that she can hold on to you and take your life force. So I would take your memories, your thoughts, your ideas, your psyche, and all of your powers and strengths and put them into me. Eventually, I would go crazy.
But you could only do it at one time.
Do it to anyone.
But like at one time, she can't do them like simultaneously, or is that what you're saying that she would go crazy?
No, I mean, I would go crazy eventually because I would have so many people in me. Rogue eventually goes crazy in the comic books because she has so many people's psyches, so many people's thoughts, so many people's ideas. Who are you at that point? Am I this person or am I this person? I remember these memories, but I remember these memories.
I can see how that would be a little annoying, all the voices
And it's
in your
not
head.
like one or two people, it's 20 people.
It's kind of like voices in your head, though, right?
Of course.
All right, your favorite battle between superheroes?
Planet Hulk, when Hulk comes back from Sakaar, and he what happens is the quote-unquote Illuminati, it's a group of the strongest...
Illuminati?
That's what they call themselves.
So they're not the Illuminati, they're just the
Illuminati, Illuminati, that might have been their names, I don't know, but it was like Namor, Iron Man, Fantastic Four guy, and all the smart people. It was all the fucking, just Professor X, all the smart people.
Right.
And they took Hulk, they put him in a ship and sent him to a planet that had no life so that he couldn't hurt anything and that he would be alone for the rest of his life. Well, he goes crazy in the ship and wakes up like mid-flight and starts breaking stuff. The ship like goes into a wormhole and shoots out on this planet. Well, Hulk becomes a gladiator and takes on the planet, and eventually he takes over the planet. Everything's good, but then a bomb goes off, and like all his friends blame the bomb on the Illuminati people, trying to get him to leave. So they all leave. He gets them to all leave, and they come back, and he starts just wrecking shit. He takes on the whole X-Men. When I say X-Men, I'm talking X-Men, X-Factor, X this, every single X-Man.
There's a lot of X's.
Every single one of them. Even some characters you never even heard about.
I haven't heard about a lot of stuff. So he just fucking wrecks shit. Like just him
goes
or
crazy.
his
just
people?
him. Just World Breaker. No, at one point his people come in, but they're not much help. They're not the Hulk. They're not going to do much. He breaks Colossus's arms. Colossus, the big metal guy.
Yeah.
He breaks his arms. Straight up.
What does he do to Wolverine? Does he fuck Wolverine up?
I think he beats the piss out of Wolverine. Wolverine's like, we've done this before. We know I can take you on. And he's like, yeah, but... And then he just like throws him to the ground and just starts beating the piss out of him. And then you just see a puddle with a hole in the ground, and some of Logan's shirt is around it. Because he literally beat Logan into the ground.
Well, Wolverine can't die, though.
He didn't kill him, but he beat him so bad that it probably took him hours or days, maybe a month to regenerate.
So, basically, when all the comic book characters fight each other, they're not necessarily fighting to the death. They're just kind of like...
It depends.
I defeated you, now you have to go back and recuperate.
It depends.
Really?
It depends on a lot of times people die, a lot of times people come back. Depends on the arc, the comic arc, the story arc, and who's writing it, and what... They got the What If series, and it's where a lot of times they die during a fight. Like, what if Spider-Man died when fighting the Green Goblin for the first time? They probably have that, or they got a bunch of what ifs.
Right. That actually sounds pretty cool.
It is. It's a really cool, and because it's not in the same continuity as regular Marvel stuff. It's not how do I put it? It's not canon. It's not put as
actual story. You can't look at this and go, oh, this is the way it was. You can't, because it's not like that. You can't be like, there's a loop here.
Yeah. Because it's not like that, and because it's out of continuity and out of canon, you can do whatever you want. So that's why they go crazy with it. They have all kinds of crazy stuff happening.
I don't remember the Marvel zombies and shit like that.
That was a good one.
So, Batman's your favorite DC.
Yep.
Hulk is your favorite, Thor.
Well, Hulk is my favorite, Marvel character, but Thor will be my favorite overall.
Oh, your favorite overall?
Overall, if I could pick any character favorite, it would be Thor over Hulk. I'm sorry.
I kind of like Hulk too. Hulk is one of my favorites because the way you were explaining it to me, Hulk. Because when I say Incredible Hulk, I'm not like from the fucking comics. I'm like Lou Ferrigno and Bill Bixby kind of Incredible Hulk, and like you were saying that the more mad that he gets, the bigger he gets. Like he'll never stop growing.
Not bigger, but his strength grows. His durability grows. His healing factor grows. He becomes stronger, faster. He becomes more resistant to hits, and when hits hit him and hurt him, he becomes, he heals from them faster.
Now there's big thing we were kind of like a debate: Hulk versus the Thing.
It's funny. Hulk can get stronger and stronger and stronger, but the Thing is smart. The Thing is smart. Ben Grimm was a boxer. He was a champion boxer. Ben Grimm was a pilot, so he's fucking super smart. He piloted fucking spaceships. Okay? This motherfucker didn't just pilot jets. This motherfucker's piloted spaceships, so he's smart. Yeah.
But smart human, I got you now.
He's not human, though. He's a giant fucking rock. Who's probably stronger than Hulk when Hulk is just starting off and not that mad and not like crazy mad.
But like a lot of people are like, we'll just kill him before he turns into Hulk. But
Thing wouldn't do that.
Huh?
Thing wouldn't do that.
No, but I'm saying, like, people would be like, you can't beat the Hulk. But like, yes, you can. Just kill him when he's fucking Bill Bixby.
I guess. But you could say that about anyone.
But, like, again, like I said, I don't know a lot about the comic. The Avengers.
I could say that about anyone, though. I could. Oh, you want me to kill Superman? Kill him as a baby.
Well, see, like, the Avengers, they were talking about, about him being, like, so depressed and shit.
Yeah.
That he tried to kill himself, but it just spits the bullet right back out.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
he didn't spit it out, though. Remember how it went in the movie?
Huh?
You don't remember how the quote went?
No.
He was like, I put a bullet in my... He's like, I put a bullet in my head. And he spit it back out.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that quote. My favorite part in that whole movie. And this movie was like a big jerk-off for fanboys because it just had so many awesome moments in it that were just, wow. The scene where Hulk is coming up, and he's got on the long ass pants because the fight's all been happening, the city is ravaged, and he's just walking on up like, hey, how's it going, guys? I'm back. And they're like, Hulk, good to have you back. It's about time for you to get angry and stuff like that, or something. They said something like, it's good to have you back. The fight, we could really need you now.
He's like, it's a good time for you to get angry, and he's like,
it would not. That happens after like Iron Man's coming in, and he's got the giant thing coming, and they're like, it's about time for you to get angry. And he looks over and he's like, that's my secret. I'm always angry. I love that. And just him turning around, simultaneously turning into the Hulk and hitting the big thing it's called a Leviathan, hitting it like straight in its front area. You couldn't call it a mouth because I guess it's organic. It might be its mouth. He hit the motherfucker and it toppled straight over. It was awesome. Just that scene is iconic. Just him, I'm always angry. That's my secret. I'm always angry. I loved it.
If you could be a superhero, what would your superhero name be?
Darth Josh, and I probably wouldn't be a superhero.
You'd probably be a supervillain.
I don't know. It's funny I say that, but me. I can't stand seeing, like, bad things happen to people and stuff. I would love to be a supervillain. It would be awesome, but I don't know.
Darth Josh.
What
would your superpowers be?
Me?
Yeah.
If I could pick them, rogues' powers. I'd take people's powers.
Well, in a comic book world, if somebody were to make a comic of you, what would be your superpowers? Like, realistically, if you had to come up with your own shit.
My own shit. Like, if I had to...
Like, I want to fuck lots of shit, so my dick gets bigger as I fucking get happy.
I couldn't say, like, telekinesis or something like that?
Well, I mean, you could, but... I guess...
You mean like off the wall kind of weird?
Well,
something?
no, like, because
like a unique power?
Every superhero's got like a certain set of powers almost.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what would your shit be?
Me?
Would you be like, I want to levitate? I want to fucking throw shit.
Like I said, if I had to choose, I'd go with Rogue's powers. But
Nah.
I would just choose to take people's powers, dude. I'd love it. I would love to be able to take someone's powers, become stronger, and eventually, no one could mess with me.
So basically, you'd be like fucking Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And fucking, like, because I'm imagining like a little Darth Vader. It's like, I'm gonna fucking touch you and become what you are.
Basically, that would be awesome.
What was that? That was Shang Tsung, wasn't it?
But I think so. Yeah, that is. He could take people's souls and become them after he took their souls. You're right.
Yeah.
But if I couldn't pick that, if you want me to just go with another one, it'd be telekinesis. Because telekinesis is just too crazy. Be able to move things with your mind. And high-grade telekinesis, you could use it like lightning. You could, like the Sith lightning is part of telekinesis. Pyrokinesis to electrokinesis, hydrokinesis.
There's a lot of kinesis.
Well, it's control over water, electricity, fire, control over air, aerokinesis. Aerokinesis. I mean, all these things can come from telekinesis if you practice it enough.
Right.
So that's why I would go with telekinesis, is because with telekinesis you could basically have any other power you want. So
superheroes. What else are you into, Josh?
Gaming. I love video games. Movies. Love movies.
What's your like favorite type of movie? Is it like superhero movies or?
I don't really have a favorite. I like them all. I like the romantic movies. I like the kids movies.
Did you watch The Notebook?
I have watched The Notebook a few times. I liked it.
I cried during it.
I might have gotten teary-eyed, but I don't cry.
I'm a man. I don't cry.
I might get some teary-eyed, though. I got teary-eyed during Wreck-It Ralph every single time. When he's sitting there and he's fighting the guy. And have you seen it?
Yeah.
When he's fighting the guy at the end, and he's fighting the guy, and he's like, nope, it's over. And he brings him up, flies on up in the air. And, the girl's about to get all messed up. And he's like, oh, that's it. Let's watch her die together. And Wreck-It Ralph looks up at him. He's like, it's game over for both of you. And he's like, no. Only me, and drops down. And then that whole speech afterwards, I always get teary-eyed afterwards. It gets me. Wreck-It
Ralph was very well done.
Oh, dude.
I think.
And that's why I have no problem with Disney taking over Star Wars. They're a company, in my eyes, that has not been fucking up at all.
Disney took over Star Wars. They done took over Marvel.
Disney is not fucking up, though. Disney is holding their shit good, and it's the only problem. And it's the only reason I don't have a problem with it. All their movies have been on point. I've been disappointed with a lot of movies lately, and it seems that Disney has John Carter. John fucking Carter. Are you serious? Have you seen that?
No.
That you have to see John Carter. It is awesome. It is beyond awesome. And it's a Disney movie. It was well done. It wasn't 100% to the source material, but it was close enough that it was still a really good and enticing movie. I loved it. And I mean, what the hell was that? I think we're going to have to take a pause on this podcast.
No, we're going to keep this going. Hang on one second. What's up, brother?
Nothing, dude. Seeing what you were doing.
Well, what are you doing?
I'm sitting here drinking with Kev.
Guess what?
What?
You're on the podcast, bro.
How so?
I got you on speaker.
I think he said Calto.
You're a dick.
Ooh, I think he said you're a dick.
Yeah, you're definitely on the podcast.
You're not without my consent.
Not without your consent. Kevin, can I put you on the podcast?
Absolutely.
Absolutely not. That's what I heard.
You're kind of interrupting on this podcast.
Yeah, he's totally interrupting.
No, I thought y'all started this a while back.
Well, I was, but they didn't get started until late.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay. Well, I just didn't know what's up, man, because I didn't know if your still trying to take me home or what?
I gotta be the DD for this motherfucker.
Oh, shit.
DD, my ass, I don't have transportation, period.
Oh, I'm just a D.
Yeah,
You're just the D.
There's no DD involved.
All right, well, say bye to the people, brother.
Bye to the people, brother.
Bye, people.
I'll see you later.
Peace.
That was cute.
It was. Where were we before we got rudely interrupted?
We were talking something about Marvel. Oh, we were talking about
Disney.
Disney wasn't fucking up at all and is actually doing good. They are actually making good movies.
Well, see, The Avengers was made under Disney, wasn't it?
I do not know, but I can tell you.
I think it was.
The Avengers was good. The Avengers was good for fanboys, though. The Avengers could have been better had they made, I dare to say, their own movie. But they made a movie that we would love and that they knew we would love. Which is kind of a good thing for making movies, but it could have been so much more. You could have had not an hour on the helicarrier. You know?
Well,
you could have had an hour doing something else other than being on the helicarrier.
Well, it just seems like all these like superhero movies now, they're like always... Because back in the day, they used to be like 80 minutes, 90 minutes. Now all these superhero movies are like 3 hours long.
2 hours.
2 hours and 30 minutes
2
and shit
hours
like
45, I know.
Which
That's
is
standard,
awesome.
Standard movies now.
It's awesome, though.
It used to be an hour and 30 minutes was standard. Before that, it was like an hour was standard.
Yeah. And that,
Titanic came around and fucked that all up. Wasn't that like a 3-hour movie, 4-hour movie?
It was like a 3-hour movie, I think, almost.
That shit was nuts.
It was a good movie.
It came with two VHS cassettes because one wasn't enough to hold the whole damn thing.
Oh shit! I remember VHS tapes. Fucking.
Oh yeah, that's a big,
So what do you think
time.
about the Dark Knight trilogy?
Love it. They totally did justice.
Right on. What did you think of Bane?
I think Bane wear the mask for a reason. I didn't like Bane. I didn't like the way they did his voice. I didn't like a lot of things about Bane. I didn't like how he was.
Find a body.
How in the end he was the stooge
To the chick.
to Talia.
Yeah.
And it was basically she was the mastermind. It was kind of a slap in the face to Bane because I like Bane because Bane was one of the only people who wasn't insane. He was one of the only Batman enemies who wasn't totally fucking bat crazy. He just had enough.
He just wanted to wreak havoc.
He just wanted to wreak havoc. And he could sit with Bruce or Batman on an intellectual level. He was just as smart, if not smarter than Batman. And he had badass fighting techniques.
But he just wasn't as
he
rich.
was crazy strong.
But he wasn't as rich.
He wasn't rich at all. He was poor as shit.
Yeah.
But that's how I remember Bane. I remember Bane being super smart and super good at fighting and super strong. That was Bane. Bane was a person who could not only fight Batman on a physical level, but also on a mental level, on an intellectual level. He could fight Batman because he was just that smart. But in the movies, he wasn't. I didn't like that. But I mean, that's the way it is. They still did a good portrayal of him, but...
All right, now, 1989 Batman Joker or Heath Ledger Joker? Jack Nicholson or Heath Ledger?
I don't know. I want to go with Heath Ledger on this only because it was a different Joker. He was funny, but he was killer.
Yeah, the way that I think about it is like it was kind of like what you're saying. It's like it's two different kinds of Jokers.
Like you want to my favorite out of the two would be the one from nowadays. But the more iconic out of the two, the one with the better scenes and stuff like that, would be the original. That scene when Batman's coming in on the fucking Batwing and just and Joker's looking up at him going, "Come on, hit me," in the middle of the road, and Batman's coming out, misses him, and Joker's like, "All right, my turn." Pulls out his gun. It pulls out like a fucking cannon out, this gun. It's fucking, and then aims, boom! One shot takes down the fucking bat plane. I mean, iconic
Was
stuff.
that in the original?
That was in the original.
He was like, hit me?
He was like, no, he wasn't like, hit me, but he was like, come on. He was like, let's, come on, Batman, let's do this. He's like, come on.
Right, because I remember Heath Ledger doing that shit too. He was like,
Heath Ledger's like, hit me, come on, I want you to hit me, come on.
hit me! Yeah.
It's funny because, you ever watch the, they call it How It Should Have Ended?
No.
On YouTube?
No.
I watch all those things. And, for it, it's, they got this thing called Super Cafe where Batman and Superman are sitting down talking in a cafe, just chilling.
Right.
And,
because they're friends like that.
and at one point, you know, he's like, all right, so tell me about your movie. And he's like, all right. So he gets up and he's telling them about it. And then he goes to that part and they cut out. And then it goes back to the Super Cafe, and Superman's looking at him, he's going, "You hit him?" And Batman's like, "Yep." And Superman's like, "You hit another human being?" Batman's like, "Yep." And Superman's like, "But what about your code? What about not killing people?" And Batman goes, "I didn't kill him." And then the next scene is like Joker all casted up. He's got his arm up, he's got his leg up, and like a nurse comes in the room and Joker's like, "Do you want to know how I got all these scars?" And she goes, "From Batman." He's like, "From Batman."
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it should have ended right there. Batman runs him over, bloop, doesn't kill him.
Yes. So, tell us a story, Josh. Tell us a story. Just a random story of something that's impacted your life.
Something that's impacted my life, or something that has shown me... I'm going to go with this story because this has impacted my motherfucking life, I promise you. So, this was back in the day when I was hanging out with Ryan. So, there was a guy coming over, and he wasn't that cool, but he was going out with someone that we knew. And apparently he had gotten, like, beat up or something like that, and they took all his money, and they took his beer. So, everyone got up some money and got the guy some beer. So, he gets some beer... He's drinking it. He gets all drunk, and then he's got to go home because we're leaving. So I give him a ride home, get him home. He goes home. Me and Ryan go. We take Adam home and we go to the store. We go to like Taco Bell or some shit. Go get him some food. Go get me something at McDonald's or something.
Right.
Go back to Ryan's house. As we're driving up to Ryan's house, I'm driving, Ryan's right beside me, I'm looking over at Ryan laughing, I go, ha ha ha, you know, that was crazy, Ryan, you know, man, you know what would be crazy, you know what would be the craziest thing, Ryan, if when we come home, the guy is sitting right, and as we're pulling in, I'm telling him this, and I'm like, the guy is standing there, and he's standing up on Ryan's front porch.
I think I know who you're talking about.
So he walked all the way from his house to Ryan's, and now he's just standing there, and he's like, I don't know how to get home. And he was sleeping on the front porch. He was sleeping on it.
Did you take him home?
I took him home in my car the first time, and then we came back, and he was there. But I got it wrong. We weren't talking about it in the car. We were talking about it as we were walking up to come up to his house. And as we got on the porch, we noticed that he was sleeping on the porch.
So what did you do?
Ryan freaked out. He didn't know what to do, so he went in and talked to his dad, and I'm trying to wake him up like, yo, dude, you gotta get up, you gotta go, you know. Ryan's like, my dad's gonna call the cops. You know, his dad was not going to call the cops. You know better. But he was like, my dad's gonna call the cops, because it's all he could think about to get the guy off. So, you know me. I'm sorry. I like people, but if you're gonna sit there and drink, you're gonna deal with it yourself. Maybe you shouldn't have gotten drunk and then walked to someone's house. So I took him out in the middle of the road, And I pointed, he's like, I don't know where to go. I don't know where my house is. So I literally walked him out in the middle of the road, pointed him to where his house was, gave him the get on, Pat. Get on, buddy. Your house is that way. Go.
Was it a straight shot to his house, or did he have to make a couple of turns eventually?
He had to make turns. He walked to Ryan's house from his house. He knows how to get back to his house.
Yeah, he's just
I don't
bullshitting.
play that shit. I'm sorry. I have sympathy, but I do not have that much sympathy. not if you can't hold your alcohol, you deserve to have that shit happen, because you need to be around friends. You need to you need to really watch your shit if you can't hold it like that. Maybe you don't need to drink at that point.
Right. Well, we were stupid and young then.
Oh yeah, I mean, shoot, you remember me. I think you remember the party. Did you ever come to the party where I was in the bag? I was just sitting in a chair, and my face was kind of in a trash bag.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I didn't know you partied like that.
No?
Well, I learned later.
Flaming shots at midnight.
I remember coming over to this particular house and riding around in the front yard with with the
golf cart.
The golf cart, yeah. I always thought that was pretty cool.
We still do that.
You thought you had a flat tire?
Not now?
Not now.
Well, we fixed it.
Oh, shit. Not now.
Not now.
Well, Josh, do you have any advice for the listeners?
Don't let it get to you. Don't let it get you down. I mean, you can't let it get you down, because if you do, you will be down. I promise you. The only thing that's going to keep you going is to keep yourself going. You gotta take each day as it comes, and you gotta look at the bright side of things. I mean, I get angry and I let things get to me, but as you see, I don't let things get to me for long. I mean, it's on my shoulders and then it's off. I'm angry about it, and then it's gone, it's done, it's finished. You can't let things keep you down too long, because if you do, it'll eat away and kill you, and you gotta stay alive.
Right on, man. Well, I appreciate you letting me sit down with you and record us talking.
I hope it'll happen more.
Right on. So
I got more stories to tell.
Wait a minute, something just happened. Wait, go ahead, talk again. So I appreciate it, Josh, you letting me come down and sit down and talk with you and record everything that we've been talking about. That was fucking stupid.
No problem.
Right on.
Anytime.
Well, maybe we will do this again. Maybe we can, because I'm always looking to expand. Maybe we can sit down and just like look up stupid, weird stories online and talk about them.
Do whatever. I'm always down. You know me. You can come on over. Do the daggone thing.
Take a dip in your pool.
Oh, yeah.
That's fucking sweet.
We can go now.
I didn't bring anything to change into. I got no clothes.
We'll be all good.
But, yeah, so say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye, people, and good luck.
Later. Well, there you have it, guys. Another awesome story told. Another chapter in the book of the Off the Top of the Dome Piece podcast. That was my buddy Josh. Known him since before high school. Been really good friends. I hope that you guys like that. Me personally, I still think Superman could take Hulk. That's just my opinion. Want to argue about it? Join Dubz community and tell me. Alright, now, as far as the social media goes, I am on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr. I'm on Spreaker, SoundCloud, Mixcloud. I'm all over the place trying to get myself up there and out there more and more each time. And I really do appreciate all the support that everybody's given me. A lot of my friends have been very, very supportive. Like I said before, I'm on this creative kick right now. I want to tell you, do something. Do something that you create. It is awesome. Fucking awesome. I'm happier than I've been in a long time because I'm doing this podcast, because I'm making the YouTube videos, because I'm putting myself out there. We just actually made a green screen in my room so we can make videos and make movies and shit like that. So find something that you like to do that brings out the creative side of you and fucking do it. Check out all my shit. Check out DubzPodSquad.com. Check out Dubz Sauce, Dubz Rec Room, Dubz Community. Check out all the people that have let me use their stuff. The Blinky 500, Black Body Fox TV, Soul Pancake, the Vidali's DTV. There's all kinds of stuff that I've been putting up there. Check out Dub's thoughts, my opinions and my rants on something. I'm going to try to post a little bit more and more of that. I hope that you got another extraordinary story from a seemingly ordinary person. And until next time, remember, do something creative. Put yourself out there. You'll be glad you did. For the Off the Top of the Dome Piece podcast, my name's Warren Gaskins. Thanks.